Hello 12th class students. Today we will learn about the interhalogen compounds in chemistry. We were continuing the chapter P block element second, that is elements of group 17 and 18. In 17 group elements students, we have seen that the member of this group are known as halogen compounds, halogen elements. So now we will see about the most important property of the halogen compounds, halogen, that is interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen, that means within the halogens. When one halogen combines with the other halogen and form the compounds, then we call them interhalogen compounds. Students, halogens always combine with the higher electronegative halogen to form the interhalogen compounds. For example, ClF2 or ClF. This compound is known as chlorine monofluoride because in the property of the halogens we have seen that fluorine is higher electronegative and chlorine have the less electronegativity. So the interhalogen compounds are always known as halides of the less electronegative element. The element which is less reactive in both the halogens which are combined together to form the interhalogen compound, that halide of the less electronegative compounds. Students, the halogens are always combined to form the interhalogen compounds in two ways. Either the two halogens combine together to form the binary interhalogen compounds, or in second type of the interhalogen compounds, three halogens combine together to form the ternary type of the interhalogen compounds. So if we see the types of the interhalogen compounds, then they are of two types. Types of interhalogen compounds. The first is binary and second is ternary, or we also call it tertiary compounds. In binary, students, only two halogens combine together. For example, X and Y. So in XY type only two halogens are there, but in ternary type X, Y and Z, three halogens combine together to form the interhalogen compounds. In binary type of interhalogen compounds, they are mainly of four types. Let's see which types are: XY, XY3, XY5 and XY7, in which X and Y both are different halogens. First thing. Second thing, Y is always more electronegative as compared to the X. Only then the covalent type of bond will form in between the halogens. So remember, interhalogen compounds are always the simplest type, or we can say covalent type of the compounds. Second, in ternary type of the interhalogen compounds, they are actually very less in number, they rarely exist in nature, but some ternary halogen compounds just like IFCl2 and IF2Cl, this type of ternary compounds are found in nature. Now students, let's see their method of preparation, that how the interhalogen compounds are prepared. Remember, these are of two types, binary and ternary. Binary are of two types. Now preparation method. So students, the interhalogen compounds form the covalent type of bond. That means they can simply combine with each other to form the interhalogen compounds. Let's see one reaction. When chlorine combines with fluorine, first when Cl2 combines with F2, then the temperature required for this reaction is nearly 500 degrees Celsius. Then 2 chloromonofluoride ClF is formed. This is first type of the interhalogen compounds, or we can say XY type, in which the first halogen is only 1 and second halogen is also 1. Now if we see the formation of the second type of the interhalogen compounds, or second type of the binary interhalogen compounds, then the same reaction occurs but in different ratio. Cl2 second reaction plus 3F2. Now see, the product which will form will be entirely changed, and it will be 2ClF3 trifluoride, chloro trifluoride, because 3 fluorines are there. So this compound is of XY3 types, because one halogen is in one number and second have the 3 atoms in it. When iodine reacts with chlorine, then we know that iodine is less electronegative as compared to the chlorine. It also forms XY3 type of interhalogen compounds. Let's see the reaction. Third reaction, when iodine I2 reacts with 3 molecules of chlorine, then it forms 2 molecules of ICl3. This is also XY3 type of interhalogen compounds. Remember students, always we first write the element which have the less electronegativity, and then after the element with the more electronegativity value. Next type of the reaction is, students, fourth reaction, when chlorine trifluoride ClF3, this compound ClF3 again react with the fluoride, that is F2, then here ClF5 compound is formed, ClF5, and this is XY5 type compound. Here we are studying, or we are learning, that each and every type of the interhalogen compounds or binary interhalogen compounds. Now first, second and third, 3 type of the interhalogen compounds are there. One more, that is XY7 type of interhalogen compounds. Let's see its formation. When this ClF5, if we see with the iodine, then when IF5 combines with F2, then IF7, that is XY7 type of interhalogen compound is formed. So students, this is the formation of the 4 types of the binary interhalogen compounds. Now students, if we wish to form the mono and pentafluoride of iodine, that is IF and IF5, then we have to make the reaction between iodine and silver fluoride, that is AgF. Let's see the reaction. First, formation of IF, then iodine directly do not react with the fluorine, but it reacts with the AgF, silver fluoride. Let's see how the reaction takes place. I2 plus AgF, that is silver fluoride, at 273 Kelvin So here I combined with F, then IF, that is iodine monofluoride plus silver iodide, that is AgI, is formed. Second reaction, formation of IF5, that is iodine pentafluoride. In terms of iodine pentafluoride, this I2, but 3 molecules of I2 reacts with 5 molecule of AgF, silver fluoride, and here IF7, IF7 and 5 molecules of silver iodide are formed. So these are the major method of preparation of interhalogen compounds. Now students, let's see the properties of interhalogen compounds. Let's see their properties. Students, their property is mainly based on their electronegativity, that the interhalogen compounds are formed just because of the difference in the electronegativity. So let's see the very first property. Properties of interhalogen compounds. The first property is that they are more reactive as compared to the halogens. The reason behind their more reactivity is their polar bond. The bond between two different halogen is much more polar as compared to that of the bond in between the same atom of the halogen. So the first property is they are more reactive than halogens, but except the fluorine, because fluorine is the most electronegative element which has the highest reactivity in the periodic table. First, they are more reactive than halogens except the fluorine, and the reason is because X and Y bond is more polar as compared to the XX bond or bond between the same halogen. What is the reason? The reason is XY bond is more polar than XX bond. Now the second property is, students, that the bond between this bond XY is much weaker as the bond between the same halogen. So weak bond results in the increase of the reactivity, because if the bond will break easily, then element can easily combine with the other elements. XY bond is weaker than XX bond, so they can easily react. Next property is, students, their oxidizing property. They are strong oxidizing agent. They easily induce the oxidation in the elements. That is why they used in the formation of the metal halides. They form the metal halides easily. Third property, they are strong oxidizing agent and hence used in the formation of the metal halides. used in formation of metal halides. Let's see its reaction, how they form the metal halides. So when X, Y interhalogen compounds reacts with two molecules of any metal, then they form Mx plus My type of the metallic halides. So students, these are the major properties of the interhalogen compounds. One more property is that students, they are self-ionizing capacity. They have the self-ionization capacity. That means whenever they dissolve in any solute, any solvent, they easily dissociate into different ions, and the reason behind their high self-ionization capacity is their electronegativity, difference in their electronegativity. So fourth property is that they are self-ionization, they have the self-ionization capacity due to difference in electronegativity, have self ionization ability due to difference in electronegativity. So these are the major properties. Now students, let's see the structure of the interhalogen compounds or main structure of the binary interhalogen compounds. We have seen that binary interhalogen compounds are of 4 types: XY, XY3, XY5 and XY7. So students, let's see the structure of the interhalogen compounds. We will see the structure of all the 4 types of binary interhalogen compounds. Here the structure of the very first interhalogen compound, that is the XY type of interhalogen compounds. XY type of interhalogen compounds is, students, having only single atom of both the halogens, so it has linear structure. For example, if we see the compounds chlorine monofluoride, that is ClF, that we have seen in our previous example, or bromine monofluoride, that is BrF, then their structure is very simple, that Cl and F, chlorine and fluorine, or bromine and fluorine. There is no complexity in the structure of the XY type of the interhalogen, but the complexity begins with the next step, that is AB3 type or XY3 type of the interhalogen compounds. So students, the structure of the next type of the interhalogen compounds can be clarified on the basis of their electronic structure or in terms of the hybridization. So students, in order to understand the hybridization, let's make first of all their electronic structure and then we will see their structure. Electronic arrangement, it is our N-S shell, here this is N-P shell, and here it is N-D shell. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This one is our N-D shell. Now we will see, students, the example of the structure of the second type of the interhalogen compounds, that is X, Y, 3 type of the interhalogen compounds. So in XY 3 type of interhalogen compounds, first of all see their electronic configuration. Here we will take the example of chlorine trifluoride, that is ClF3. So if we see the electronic configuration of the chlorine, atomic number 17, then here the third S shell is completely filled. In third P shell, it is one shell is having the unpaired electron. Here 3p having one unpaired electron and 3d is completely vacant. Now we will see this structure is, students, in its ground state. Now we will see their structure or electronic arrangement in its excited state, that whenever the electron get excited, then what happened? Here, students, when one electron get excited from the NP, or here in the case of chlorine from the 3p shell, then it jumped in the vacant d orbital here. This is the excited state. Now see, they have 3 unpaired electron in order to get combined with the 3 fluorine atoms. So the ClF3 type of the compound is formed. So and the type of hybridization is sp3d. Only one d orbital is including in this hybridization in this excited state. So the hybridization in ClF is sp3d type of hybridization, because one is 3p and one d. So sp3d. Now see the structure. Here they have total 4 electrons as a free electrons which are not taking part in the formation of the bond. So they will make the lone pair of the electron. 2 lone pair will be there. We will see what is lone pair in its structure. Here in chlorine is the center atom and 3 fluorine atoms will be there. Now see, students, if there were no lone pair, then what will the structure of the ClF? All these 3 fluorine occupy the equal bond angle between them. But due course of the presence of the lone pair, their structure is somehow distorted and they have T type of the structure. They make the T type structure. Let's see what is the meaning of this T type structure. Here one fluorine atom is present here, another fluorine atom is present here, and the third fluorine atom is present here. So here we see that they are make one T type structure. Along with the presence of 2 lone pair of the electrons here, one is here and another is here, and it possesses the electrons. in the form of the pair. So here they form a T-like structure in sp3 dehybridization. Example of the sp3 dehybridization is chlorine trifluoride. So this structure can be explained on the basis of the electronic arrangement or electronic configuration of the compound in ground state as well as in its excited state. Second type of this interhalogen compound, students, that is AB5 or XY5 type of the compound. Third is XY5 type of the compound. Now see, the example of XY5 type compound is IF5 or iodine pentafluoride. Now see, students, its electronic structure. Again, the structure of the IF7 can be explained on the basis of the electronic configuration. Here the electronic arrangement, in its excited state, one more electron jump from the p orbital in the d orbital. So we make its electronic configuration like this. Now students, this halide or this halogen have the capacity to combine with the 5 fluorine atoms, because now it has 5 unpaired electron which can combine with the fluorine. And now the type of hybridization will be sp3d2, because 2 orbitals from the d shell are taking part in the hybridization. So type of the hybridization in IF5 will be sp3d2. And if you talk about this structure, then its structure is square pyramidal. Let's see how the structure square pyramidal is made. Here in the center iodine atom is there. So iodine is in its center and 5 fluorine atom will be attached to this iodine. Just like in this position, the 4 fluorine are connected at the equal distances, fluorine, 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 and one more fluorine is present at the axial position here, along with the presence of this one lone pair which is not taking part in the bond formation. So this lone pair is present here having the electrons. So this is the structure square pyramidal. These fluorines are making the square here. So square pyramidal, and the type of hybridization is sp3d2 hybridization. Now in the next type of the structure, that is fourth type of the structure, which is XY7 type of the structure. In this we will take the example of IF7. Example is IF7. Let's see, students, how the electronic configuration of IF7. In this, students, there should be 7 fluorine. So in order to occupy or connect or make bond with the 7 fluorine atom, iodine must have 7 unpaired electron. So one more electron get in excited state and jump into the next d orbital. Now we can see that there are total 7 unpaired electrons are there, and this can easily be combined with the 7 fluorine atom. So the structure, type of the structure, first of all see the type of hybridization here sp3, and it is also D3 type of the hybridization, sp3d3, and its structure is, students, pentagonal bipyramidal. Remember, pentagonal bipyramidal. Let's see how this structure is formed. Here the iodine atom is again the central atom, to which the 7 fluorine atom will be connected. So four fluorine atoms are connected to the corner of the iodine, and 2 fluorine atom are connected to the axial position. Here actually this 4 fluorine atoms are not there, 5 fluorine atoms are there, which are connected to iodine at equal distances, and 2 fluorine atoms are present at the axial position, and there is no lone pair is present because all the electrons in the outermost shell are taking part in the bond formation. So there will be no presence of the lone pair of the electron, that is not taking part in the bond formation, is not there. So here, students, this is pentagonal bipyramidal structure. So students, these are the major type of the structure in the interhalogen compounds, 4 type of the binary interhalogen compounds. Next is, the students, the oxo acids of the halogens. So students, only fluorine make a single oxo acids, and rest of the members make many oxo acids combining with the hydrogen and oxygen. Let's see their main type of the oxo acids and their strength. So students, they mainly form the 4 types of the oxo acids. Oxo acids of halogen. The first type of the oxo acid is hypohalous acid. Hypohalous acid, that means HOX. Here X stands for the halogen. It is very weak type of the acid, or we can say the weakest type of the oxo acids of the halogen. Second is the hypohalous acid, or halous acid only. This is the hypohalous. Second is halous acid, or HOClO. HOClO. This is somehow a little stronger than the hypohalous acid. Third is halic acid. Here HOClO2. The quantity of the oxygen is increasing here. So here it can be fluorine also, because fluorine make HOF type of the oxo acids also. Here the halic acid, that is having the 2 oxygen, HOClO2, and the last one is perhalic acid. Fourth is perhalic acid, or HOClO3 type of the acid. This is the strongest oxo acids of the halide. So students, in this video we have discussed about the interhalogen compounds, their property, their structure, and also about the oxo acids of the halogen.